Wow. Mhm. Good day, everyone. Um, I can see three people have already joined. That's the fastest we've joined so far. Give me a moment. I'm trying to update um, my WhatsApp people that we are live so they can join in. But if you are here, please let me know what platform you're joining from, who you are, what platform you're joining from. Okay, I think I should just start a new one. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. Permit me, I'm trying to do a number of things. You have found someone. You have found someone who would bless your heart. You're welcome. Please, as you join in, let me know your name and where you're joining from. We have 1 minute for that before we get into today's conversation. So, where are you joining from? Which platform are you joining from? In 18 seconds, thereabout, we'll get started for today. If you need me, you can call me. I would answer without a question. Subjection to the. Alright, awesome. Let us get started. People that want to be here will join us later. So today is day 6 of me deciding and also proving that you can just do things, that you don't actually need permission to start. You don't need permission. You can just actually decide and do things. And today's topic of conversation is systems over struggle. One of the things I found out to be true, is it good? Debatable. What I found out to be true is that we live in a generation that we want things done fast. We live in a hustle culture. So if people don't see you almost killing yourself sometimes, you don't feel like, oh, you're working. I feel like it has gotten better with our generation though. It's older generation that still struggles the most with that. But another thing I've also found is that the least paid in any industry are many times the hardest worker. The ones who struggle the most are the ones that get rewarded the least. So if you are looking for where the maximum profit is, it is those who are farthest from the struggle. It is those who have learned to exist in an industry, yet they've been able to distance themselves from the struggle. Those are the people that reap the rewards of any industry they find themselves. And a classic example for those who have a Nigerian or probably African background is you realize that bricklayers work the hardest, but they are not the ones that enjoy the maximum reward. So it's not about who can work the hardest, it's not about who can struggle the most, it's about who has built the most efficient system. Stop building on adrenaline, start building on alignment. Let me go into my conversation like this. It was in 2020, like I shared on the second day, was it, that I made my first million in my local currency, the Nigerian naira. But it was also during the pandemic that I noticed a lot of things. I observed a lot of things. It was during the pandemic that a lot of strange things happened, but a number of them that I noticed was that while most people were stuck at home and worried about their jobs, they were burnt out from Zoom meetings, they were fighting to keep things afloat. Some people were secretly building wealth from behind screens. So there was a 21-year-old in Estonia that launched a app, that's software as a service, SaaS. But he launched a simple app and he started making three, no, $30,000 every month in dollars. A young drop shipper in the Philippines turned no, a young no, it's a young drop shipper in South Africa that automated his business, and by the automation of his business, he spent more time surfing than he was working, but he was actually making more profit. a virtual assistant in the Philippines. She turned her solo hustle into a small team and multiplied her income, and she began to take weekends off. Normally, she would work every day as long as she needed to work. But during the pandemic, when others were struggling, she decided to turn a solo hustle into a teamwork, and it multiplied her income. She was able to take time off. Now, those people did not work 10 times harder than they were already working. In fact, they worked lesser if you think of it. And to bring it to you, they are not even working 10 times harder than you. They are not more talented. Some of them are not even more spiritual. All they had simply was systems, and those systems changed everything. Using my story, Gobi Daniel, you're welcome. It says here for Chaka. All right, bringing it to myself, it was 2020 when people were losing jobs, when people were thrown into crisis, that I had the opportunity to make my first million. And it wasn't by struggle. It wasn't by struggle like the average person is used to struggle. It wasn't by hard work, hard labor. It was through system we can call crypto, or what they call it Web3 now. But still crypto underlying. So you have to come to a place, or we have to come to a place whereby struggle ends and we start moving strategically. Today we have a lot of people who wear struggle like it's a badge of honor. So if you're struggling, if you are in pain, that's when people believe, oh yes, this person is in purpose. So they feel the more tired you are, the more you are progressing. But the actual thing is that struggle is random. The systems are intentional. Struggle drains you. A system that sustains you. We've been taught to also, and while there are limits, yeah, there also is good for a start. You cannot use also to build a lasting legacy. Now, here I am assuming that you are someone that wants to have a lasting legacy, or someone that even wants to have a healthy, long life. You can't do it on also alone. Yes, you have to work hard, but you must work hard with systems in place. There's something that I've heard the topmost investors, topmost models in, would I call it, in finances, entrepreneurship, personal development, etc. And one thing they all agree on is that you should be getting wealthier while you sleep. That's what systems do. Now, this is not a call to tell you to not actively work hard or make money, because some of us don't have any business with passive income yet because we are not even actively making income. So, get into an active income. But to actually get wealthy, you must be making money while you sleep. And it's not struggle that helps you do this, because you cannot be awake 247. You will die. A systems that helps you get wealthier while you sleep. also may get you in the door, but systems are what will keep you in the building. And let me bust some religious people's bubble. Struggle is not proof of holiness. It is structure that is actually proof of wisdom and holiness. Your struggle is not a proof that you are holy. Even God-given vision must grow from you just being inspired to you actually implementing, creating systems around the vision you believe God has given you. Even, and this is to the religious people in quote, even in scripture, when Jesus fed 5,000 people, he didn't do it randomly. He said, the first thing he said was make them sit in groups. That's a system. So before the miracle happened, there was already a structure. So that's not, to me, that's not just religion. That shows wisdom for relevance amidst other things. Struggles or systems over struggle. Now, using this stream as an example, I am streaming from one platform, yet it is going to 7 platforms. So in the same time, I'm doing 7 things. Now imagine if instead of using the platform I'm using, I'm having to use Facebook. I do 1 hour on Facebook, leave Facebook, do 1 hour on LinkedIn, leave LinkedIn, do 1 hour on YouTube, leave YouTube, do 1 hour on Twitch, leave Twitch, do 1 hour on Kick, leave Kick, do 1 hour on Twitter, X, leave Twitter, do 1 hour on Instagram. I will use 7 hours to do the same thing I'm currently doing in 1 hour. Systems over struggle. There is no glory in struggling. The people who actually struggled and eventually tell you they struggled, yes, while there are things in adversity, or there's a way adversity can help you develop stronger muscles, stronger, what would I call it? Traits, and make you have tough skin, tough whatever. The truth is, if I could choose where I wanted to come from, I won't choose struggle. I don't know about you. I won't choose to start from a struggling place. And the reason why some of us actually started with struggle was because no one was benevolent enough to hand over to us a working system. Let us not do the same to our children. That's why we're having this conversation on systems over struggle. There is no glory in struggling. There's no glory in poverty. You must be able to craft out a system whereby, how would I put it? Whereby even without your direct input, the work can go on. You need to, for those now, you need to work hard. Don't get me wrong. You need to work hard because even with systems, you will need to work hard. But if you're already working hard, you don't need to work harder. You need to start working in systems. One thing that the people that have effect in the world realize early, whether they are in the United States of America or in Uganda, whether they are in Ghana or they're in Germany, is that this new economy the world finds itself in also is not the goal. Scale is that you get tired when all you do is struggle, but systems makes whatever it is that you are doing scalable. The like I was having this conversation with those of us who have been joining this stream. You you don't even realize that from the day you were born, you entered a global competition. Like there is you are immediately you are born. The people who are born within that same age or within that same period, you guys enter a competition and you don't even know each other. You may never meet each other. You are instantly in competition with each other. You're in a global competition from the day you are born. And if you intend to be relevant, you must partake in that competition. However, for those who joined the stream that day, I gave some tips to avoid or to escape competition. I'm not going to be repeating myself. You enter a global competition and they are not going to be asking for your background and feel like, oh, because you were in this background, we expect less from you. No, they are going to judge you like your global counterpart. So it's not going to be about, oh, he was born in a humble background. Let's excuse him. No, you don't have these results. You are not. You are not considered relevant globally. It's today I was thinking, and I was like, many people that say it's not about results, that oh, proof of wisdom is not results, proof that you are doing well is not results. I genuinely was thinking about it. I'm like, nah, it's not true. It's about results. It's about results. No, it's about results. Mm. You won't believe people that don't have a form of results at least. It's human nature. It's how the world works. If there's no track record that someone can do something, you will not commit your work into their hands. You won't believe they can do what they said they can do if there are no results. So people that say it's not about results, I realize this guy is just being intellectually lazy or being dishonest. Because in the long run, it's about results. Like they will say it's not cho cho cho. It really is about results. So on a global scale, the people in your sector, the people in your industry, can you compete? In knowledge, in expertise, in excellence, in integrity, in character, can you compete? If you ever have hope to compete with them, it's not by struggling. It's not by struggling. Sorry, shades might be thrown, but even from childhood, the thinking of a struggling poor child and the thinking of a prosperous systemized child are different. So the poor child has a passion for photography, and what his parents will think he can do okay. That's even if they are supportive. Ah, God. Struggle is, in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, it is demonic or almost demonic, because you can have a very bright idea, yet it will be toned down to the level of resources, the level of thinking that you have, the level of mindset that you have. So the poor man's child who is interested in photography, all he can think of is, yes, to go and start picking up cameras to take pictures. The rich man's child who experiences or who has the same passion for photography, or let's add videography, decides, oh, he wants to have an organization of photographers and videographers. From the beginning, one is thinking of how we struggle to the top. The other one is thinking of how he will systemize to the top. I remember I was having a conversation with a guy, and this guy, he works harder than anyone I know. Like, he is a very hardworking person. This guy, in fact, this guy would wake up at 1 a.m. No, 4 a.m. rather. He would run 3 businesses. He will attend every webinar. He will post every day on social media. Yet the money he was making was barely enough for him to breathe. And so one day he was like, sir, I'm doing everything I know. I'm burning out, but I can't slow down, because if I slow down, everything will collapse. And yeah, I told him a number of things, but what I told him was that you don't need more strength. You need a system. You- I remember telling him also that you need a system, you need wisdom, because, like scripture says, wisdom is profitable to direct. Wisdom is profitable to direct, yes. It also talks of how a person that wants to fall a tree down, that has a blunt axe, will extend more strength, will expel more strength. But the person who takes that axe spends time sharpening it and then eats the tree will use less effort, less time, and still do it quicker. So maybe what you need at this point of your life is not more hard work, it's not more struggle. Maybe what you need to do is to create more systems. What this guy had done was that he had built a life that only worked if he kept struggling. So there was no structure, there was no strategy, there was no sustainability. But before, if people look at me like I'm a person that is only speaking gloomy stories or sharing doom stories, this guy, when he heard those things I said, after a period, because period of time is tautology, after a period, he decided that okay, let me pause. He stopped trying to do everything at once. And what he did was that he sat down, he mapped his process, and then decided to automate the things he could. He documented what was draining him, and then he simplified his life into steps. There's a post I made some time ago that there are two things that advance lives. One, principles. Two, priesthood. Simplify your life. What principles are you living your life by? What priesthood are you living your life by? Once those two are in place, your life gets simpler. It was a year down the line that this guy I'm talking about started making more money with less stress. It was then that he started traveling, started resting, and started enjoying the life that he was building. And I remember that he was telling me that, sir, I don't need to actually grind or hustle more. I just needed to grow wiser. Wisdom is more profitable than strength. Systems are more profitable than struggle. And what I learned from that story was that you don't actually need, or that you were not born to suffer through success. That okay, to be successful, you must suffer. You might need to, but it's not what you were born to do. You were not born to suffer through success. You were born to scale it. Struggle is not your destiny. If you believe otherwise, fine. I don't believe struggle is my destiny. And those I'm speaking to now, I don't believe struggle is your destiny. There's this quote by, I think it's Bill Gates, that was saying that hire lazy people. They will find faster ways to do things. I am a lazy person. I agree. I'm a very lazy person. And many times when I'm giving tasks, I want to run away. Many times when I'm giving tasks, I want to run away because I just want to be a chill guy. But because I want that thing done as quickly as possible, I want to get it out of my way. What I do many times, I find the easiest, fastest way to get it out of the way. because I'm lazy. So if it will get me to do it faster, easier, simpler, I will do it too. I'm not a glorifier of struggle, and you shouldn't be too. If you struggle for something and someone systemized into it, it will not heal your struggle. Okay. It will not heal your struggle. Alright. I remember another lady. I was having another person, a lady in this case. She was she's from a neighboring African country, and she was selling hair products. She was managing an Instagram page and doing freelance administrative work all by herself. So she was up late every night. She was barely resting. She was barely earning. She was barely earning. She was barely resting because there is order for her. There is order for or on the Instagram page she's managing. There is the agency or whichever one she's working with demanding her attention as their admin. So she was up late every night. She was barely resting, and even the money was going into taking care of all the work she was doing. And she was also like the other guy, she was like, if I stop for even one day, everything falls apart. So let me just keep going. Well, I told her that, yeah, I celebrate hard work. Mm? I celebrate the fact that you are a go getter. But currently, what you have is not a business, it's a burden you have. And that's where I realized that majority of people in my generation have now is that we are busy, but we are bound. We are always moving, but we're never multiplying. So, as a consultant that I am, I just decided to show her, I just decided to show her some of the things that she could make easier in her workflow for her Instagram page that she was managing, scheduling posts ahead of time, training someone to handle the orders, creating templates, like documented a process, creating templates so that anyone that can read the template made can stand in that role. She added structure where there was stress. She added a system where there was struggle. And in about 8 months, thereabout, she was making more and working less. It's not that the thing she was doing changed, it's that she became more structured. It's not that she got more strength, it's that she actually became more structured. If you are trying to by struggle compete with people that are using systems, you will die and still have no relevance. I'm, I'm, I'm being very sincere. Imagine you as a writer. You spend time thinking, and still spend time writing down what you're thinking. And you're doing all that work and also editing, proofreading all by yourself. And then there is someone who all he does is that he has the thinking and he writes out the thinking into an AI product like or AI service like ChatGPT and thinks with it, ideates with it, and tells it to write. Whose output do you think will be better? You that struggled from thinking down to editing, or the person who thought and used AI to do the extra lifting? The answer is clear on who is going to have a easier, better result. AI, yes, it's coming to take jobs, but AI is not just coming to take jobs. AI is here to assist those who know what they are doing. AI is a system you can leverage to help your business, your career, your academics, your education, whatever it is. You don't have to struggle as much to get better results. I feel like this is plain wisdom, but it's really really clear that some people make it evident that common sense is actually not common for real. And I'm not telling you to abandon your natural intelligence, because it will show. Your soul cannot be replicated by artificial intelligence. So you will notice that if you give the AI prompt something empty, it will give you something empty in return. Like the response will be shallow, but the more detailed you are in your prompt, the more detailed the kind of response you will get from AI. Your input determines your output. So if you are intellectually lazy, or permit my grammar, dull, AI's response to you will at best be dull. So I made a post one time. I said AI is the mirror or is a mirror of the user or handler. Chat GPT in the hands of an idiot will be idiotic. In the hands of an intelligent person, it becomes intelligent. In the same post, I added to the masses, AI won't take your job, but someone who has mastered how to incorporate AI into his work will take your job. The one who has mastered the system and adds his natural intelligence to it is the one that will scale, is the one that will take your job. And some people are used. let me not talk. So that when they use ChatGPT, it is soulless, it is empty. Some people are even that not wise that they will still now copy that introduction and the conclusion that AI gives them and send to you. And I have no problem with using it, like I just said. Some of them will say not deny using it. But like, comrade, look at the beginning. Talking about how here is a simplified way to carry out these tasks. Number one, then at the end, Let me know if you need better ways to do this. And you are telling me this is not AI. This is artificial intelligence that lacks your own natural intelligence. AI cannot replace your creativity. If you are dull, the results AI will give you will be dull. I I submit my sword at this point. So you don't need to struggle more. That's the main point you're trying to make. And you don't need to struggle more. You need to structure better. Struggle is not your destiny. You need to structure better. Strategy is more help, more helpful, excuse me, to your destiny. We're not just called to struggle and to survive whatever it is that you call a calling, your occupation, whatever it is. We're not just called to survive it, you are called to multiply. So actually from today, begin to audit your life. When you see constant stress, maybe what you need there is not more effort, but more of a system. And I mentioned some days ago some things that you can use to leverage. One of them is media or content. Another one is tech or code. Another one is money or capital. The fourth one is people or teams. These four are there for you to stop struggling and to start systemizing. Imagine you have a barbing salon, for example. You are the one that wants to receive orders. You are the ones that wants to clean the place once it's done. You are the same person that wants to be cutting people's hair. You are the same person. We die. Systemize. Delegate. If anything saves you time, pay for it if you can. It's one of the reasons why people feel like they see clarity sessions and feel like, oh, I don't need it. But they see consultation calls and feel like, oh, I don't need it. Sometimes the help you need is in that 1 hour call with a consultant. And let me blow my own trumpet. Sometimes all you need to structure yourself better is a call with me. And thank God this is not just empty trumpet blowing. I've gotten feedback from my clients, from people I've consulted for. Systems over struggle. Don't kill yourself, please. So design your life like someone who is not just planning to survive, but someone who actually wants to scale. This is systems, not struggle. This is this is an understanding of the new economy that the world is in, that you realize it does not reward those who work the hardest. It rewards those who build and build smartly. People who build by systems instead of by struggle. Simplify your life systemize your life. I feel like will be done earlier today. I still have 10 minutes to go according to plan, but I hope that you've been able to get the point that you should simplify your life. You should systemize and stop struggling. I think I'm just realizing that this stream didn't get to Instagram. Wow, sorry about that. My condolences, my apologies. But I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you should systemize and not keep struggling. Yup, that's all. This is my 6th day of showing you that you can just do things. Tomorrow is going to be my final day of this series. I wanted to prove a point to myself and also to make it teachable. You can just do things. You can just do things. So today is day 6. Tomorrow is day 7, and that will be the last of this series. Maybe another time I'll come up with something, but tomorrow is going to be the last day of this series. I hope that people that have been joining, and we can use the remaining 7 minutes thereabouts. Remaining 7 minutes to get questions. If you have questions, or yeah, if you have questions, or you want to share what you learned. You want to share what you learned from this session. Please go ahead and type in the comments. I'll be looking at the comments for your questions. I'm waiting, guys. All right. I'm seeing question from Peace. She asks that can one systemize the expression of gifts? I would ask a further question. What do you mean by expression of gifts? What do you mean by expression of gifts? Can one systemize the expression of okay? Can one systemize the expression of gift and talent and how to do that? Um, yes, you definitely can. You definitely can systemize the expression of your gifts and talents. Um, for us to unpack this well, it will have to be a clarity session, but yeah, I will answer to the point in which I can answer. So, if I understand you well, what you mean by systemizing the expression of your gift is that you want it to be repeatable. You want it to You want to express your gift in a way that it's repeatable, it is structured, and it's intentional, so that you can refine it, you can multiply it, or yeah, it can be profitable to you to sum it all up. Yeah, you can, because your gift is God given. Yes, your talent is God given. However, the systems are your choice. Is your system that is a system that you build that determines or allows the gift to influence. So examples of systemized gift is someone who realizes that they are good at teaching. They turn their insights into courses, into books, into frameworks, into webinars. Or someone who is a powerful speaker. They create a signature talk, they create a speaking calendar, they create media kits, or create materials to help people speak better. That's a way to systemize your gift and your talent. The goal of the system really is to not box the gift, to build a delivery model. So that gift, you can stand from one place, yet it is reaching more people. It is so that the gift is no longer depending on your mood or your emotion or your environment. I hope that helps you. I really hope that helps you. I've given you examples. So, are there any other questions? Are there any comments? We have 2 more minutes before the stream ends. Awesome. Peace. You're welcome. So, do we have any other questions? Any comments? What you learned from today's session, if you learned anything? Okay, Peace is asking again that should one have structures for expressing gifts or doing things awesomely? I'm not getting the second part, doing things awesomely. What do you mean? Should you have structures for expressing gifts? Yes, you should. You should. Now, you would appreciate the fact that I'm the one talking about systems and structures, because I'm someone that does not know like that with systems and structures. I'm a creative person, that I'm a spontaneous person. I like to do things in the spur of the moment and just get it done and move on. But I've realized that that is not sustainable for the long term. So if you plan to last long in the expression of your gift, you will need structure. You will need structure. In fact, for doing anything, you will need structure. All right, that's my cue to end the stream. We've come to the end of today's session, Systems over Struggle, and tomorrow we'll be having the seventh session and the last session of this series. Take care, implement, watch the replay if it's available on the platform you're on, or you can find it on YouTube, Billionaire Bokumi, or Facebook, or Instagram, or LinkedIn, or Twitter, X. So with that, we call it a day. Have a very beautiful Sunday. Yeah, take care of yourself. Peace out.